Palimpsest. It is a conversation between art, music and poetry. The art is 3 pillars away, which I hope you will see. It's an exhibition by Anjali, Purohit and me. The music is by Pandit Amarendra Dhaneshwar and on the tabla Purohit. Amarendra Dhaneshwar is a Hindustani classical singer belonging to the Gwalior Gharana. A pupil of the renowned singer Neela Bhagwat, he is also a contributor to leading English and Marathi newspapers. He has performed all over India and abroad and has contributed entries on Hindustani music to the Encyclopedia of India compiled by the American scholar Stanley Wolford. Mukta Raste is a young tabla player. She has trained with the noted tabla guru Arvind Mulgaonkar and Amod Dandige. She accompanies many leading musicians on the tabla and has visited the States and Singapore for her performances. We are having a conversation about Mumbai. A Mumbai that is moulting, a city that is in a hurry to become Shanghai, and in this process, it is carrying out many erasures. But the erasures always leave behind some remainder, a palimpsest, a memory, a ghost of those erasures. And the very ethos and vibrancy of the city has generated so much reactions from poets and musicians from generations that we thought we would bring this conversation together. First, we will have 2 songs by Amarendra Dhaneshwar. First song is, I will not explain the Hindi songs because I'm sure you know their meanings. The first song is too well known to need an introduction. Ye Hai Mumbai Meri Jaan, from the film CID, written by Majnu Sultanpuri. Over.
कहीं बिल्डिंग, कहीं कामें, कहीं मोटर, कहीं मिलता है यहाँ सब, एक मिलता नहीं दिल. कहीं बिल्डिंग, कहीं कामें, कहीं मोटर, कहीं मिलता है यहाँ सब, एक मिलता नहीं दिल. इंसाफ कहीं नहीं नाम निशान, जरा हटके जरा बचके ये बम्बई मेरी जान है. मुश्किल जीना यहाँ, जरा हटके जरा बचके ये बम्बई मेरी जान. कहीं सत्ता, कहीं पत्ता, कहीं चोरी, कहीं लूट, कहीं डाका, कहीं फाका, कहीं ठोकर, कहीं ठेल. कहीं सत्ता, कहीं पत्ता, कहीं चोरी, कहीं लूट, कहीं डाका, कहीं फाका, कहीं ठोकर, कहीं ठेल. बेकार होके कहीं काम यहाँ, जरा हटके जरा बचके ये बम्बई मेरी जान है. दिल है मुश्किल जीना यहाँ, जरा हटके जरा बचके ये बम्बई मेरी जान. बेघर को आवारा यहाँ कहते हंस हंस, खुद काटे गले सबके कहे इसको बिजनेस. बेघर को आवारा यहाँ कहते हंस हंस, खुद काटे गले सबके कहे इसको बिजनेस. एक चीज के है कहीं नाम यहाँ, जरा हटके जरा बचके ये बम्बई मेरी जान है. दिल मुश्किल जीना यहाँ, जरा हटके जरा बचके ये बम्बई मेरी जान. ला 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 ला.
Mumbaichi Lavani is about the poet's love for Mumbai. It is written by Pathe Bapurao in the 1800s and it describes Bombay right from the docks to the stations and markets, the Kala Ghoda, the Khada Parsi, down then finally to the chawl that will protect, sustain and shelter. Pathe Bapurao came from a high-caste Brahmin family but rebelled against tradition to take up what was then considered the lowly profession of a folk singer and writer. He married a dancer, was severely ostracized by his community, yet persevered to become a very popular shahir and poet. Mumbaichi Lavani.
Mumbai nagari badi bata dasi ravanachi lanka. Mumbai nagari badi bata, Mumbai nagari badi bata, dasi ravanachi lanka, dasi ravanachi lanka. Mumbai nagari sada karni vyapar chale man bharni, ago daryacha go varuni dahat firti aag boti ka. Niradi dharti pahili ah Mumbai ka. Gori bandar kot kila Tata chag maidanaatla. Kamiti ka bangla de do beti sarki. Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, तिथे तुला भेटेल त्याची इच्छा मेजवानी मजेदारची. सेक्रेटरी हाल काळा घोडा तुला महाल. सेक्रेटरी हाल काळा घोडा तुला महाल. गुलाब्याच्या दाढी बागची हवा थंडगारची. राम गाड्या मोटर गाड्या हजार देतो खटार गाड्या. राम गाड्या मोटर गाड्या हजार देतो खटार गाड्या. विक्टोरिया नव्या गाड्या रंगदारची. लगबग भारी चाले गोंधळ सारा रस्त्यामध्ये. मोटारीची शिंग पॉम 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 पॉम. मोटारीची शिंग बाजही ते गर्दी. परळ पासून सरळ रस्ता आयखळ्याच्या पुलावरचा. तिथून पुढे खालचा लागल उभा पारशी. जमतेची बाटी माला, जमतेची बाटी माला. त्याचा दवाखाना तुला इनाम दिला राहणाला. बिनावारती पवळे जरा जपून चाल, घाई घाई होतील हाल. पवळे जरा जपून चाल, घाई घाई होतील हाल. तर हात कावरी तो हा पट्टे बापूचा बोल. अगही मुंबई, अगही मुंबई, अगही.
Poetry. First on stage is Anand, Thakore, which I'll ask Smita to introduce.
Thank you, Anjali. Anand Thakore is a Hindustani classical vocalist by profession and an accomplished and acclaimed poet. His first book of verse, Waking in December, appeared in 2001. Two collections of his poetry were published simultaneously in 2012 by Poetry Wala, Mughal Sequence and Elephant Bathing. Thakore's poems, as well as his critical essays on poetry and music, have been published in numerous national and international journals and anthologies. He has also given readings of his poetry and performed at music festivals in various parts of the country. He describes his work as poet and musician as having arisen from a fortuitous confluence of seemingly disparate cultural histories.
But I've picked a few poems which have references to actual buildings. This one is about my ancestral house. It is a beautiful old house. Some of the people in the audience are sitting over here. I've been there and listened to music there, read poetry there. It was built by my great-grandfather. And it got sold for demolition. Am I audible now? Am I audible? The basic requisite of poetry is audibility. Who was to live here, but died of plague. Each of us fails in the end, but I was born in a house built for the dead. On the red gate they hammered his name with nails. 1919. These bougainvillea have grown since then. The dead leave us, leaving no trails. Deep in the banyan grove at Chandri Villa, a secret sense of loss prevails. And the very stillness of these trees carries me past an April long dead, newly strewn with banyan leaves. Thick roots dangle above my head, ancient knotted roots I cannot untangle, till I am a child once again, though against my will, the wide grove closing its arms as if to kill. My veins, so many banyan roots twisted into one, and all their tangled knots come undone, till almost I see him, the plagued man I never will. Time for one more. Harbour Crossing. Beyond the bay, about half a mile of surf and wind, the last bus awaits us at Ferry Wharf. The island is a cyclops about to sleep. Behind, the hunched mainland shrinks into a dwarf. So, to put it bluntly, we are neither here nor there. The moon seems to understand this, pretending once again to be young, rolling herself into an orange flare as you speak of Greece and a bluer sea. Then dark flags, mastheads and green meshes drift between, and over the sea her charred beams are sparse. You do not ask what this worn-out scenery might yet mean. Let this remain, you say, and watch them pass. Till slowly over the docks the moon returns to grey, salvages from time a minute, then anchors us to Bombay.
Is also co-translator of Freedom and Fissures, an anthology of Sindhi partition poetry. She is joint coordinator of the Culture Beat and coordinator for the 100,000 Poets for Change. She is a founder member of the Asia Pacific Writers and Translators Association.
Almost all her life, I've always found this to be a very warm and vibrant city. At the same time, it can be extremely alienating, and it can leave you, if you're thin-skinned, it can rip you apart. It's a city that makes you adapt to various changing circumstances that are beyond your control very often, whether they are traffic jams or power cuts or sometimes even violence on the streets. So here's a poem I wrote when I was a single girl sitting in pitch dark for a few hours because there were no lights. It's called Red Riding Hood. At this moment, there is nothing. The telephone sits, waiting to be shattered. The wires hang limply from the wall, and the brick has come up again around her head. An aimless wanderer strolls down across the cheek, stopping on its saline path, then moving on. Two bodies lie entwined upon the beach, like in a sea grade in the film. At this moment, they are all remote. The sheep who bleat in the night till she loses count, the hare and the tortoises who infuriate her world, and the rats scrambling up their ladders. She has shut the door upon them, and she scratches the wood like some forgotten bitch. To kick the door is simple, to turn a latch is not. Paint flakes, but her soul is made of teak. Once upon a time, there was him, strong as a forest, full of fireflies and mysterious silences. She set herself on fire, burned him down, then rose from the ashes, Red Riding Hood, gave herself to every wolf in town. That old woman who was eaten alive by the fireside, was she an ancestor, or simply an innocent locked in a time capsule? The canine at the doorstep says nothing. It is slunk into the woods. The next poem is called A Letter to Veena. I don't think it needs any explanatory notes. You should be here, Veena, making your music on this sugar-baked morning. The din of the riots has turned to a coy crow shaking its head on my windowsill, and I'm hoping its feathers will not turn to knives again. You should be here, my friend. The mists of Bhima Shankar are far away from your Canadian winter and quicksilver sun. But they crowd upon me on this sugar-baked day, these gods you left behind and we did too, as some of us turned to rats that died in our beds to be picked upon by crows on iron sills. You should be here, my friend. But why should you be here? So we can pretend there is nothing to run away from as we scrabble through skyscrapers that crumble on us. Veena, the piper has turned to a pipe and this music is turning us mad. The sugar-baked sky is burnt and black in the sun. How is the sun where you can run away to? You shouldn't be here, my friend. We are making our music through scattered nights, blind to the crows on our windowsills. They merge with the dark, except for their beady eyes. And in the morning, their claws are still around the iron bar. Stay far away, stay far, it is wise. Do not be too close when the crow flies. Sets which are manuscripts that you rewrite and you can reuse. So this is what I would do with paper that I have to reuse. Take me. Tonight, I shall fold myself up, create a thing of beauty origami pattern that morphs into bird or flower, vibrant, delicate, forgetting the many stages of tree and wood, bark and axe, pulverizing of pulp, the mush that led to this final stage on which the world imprints itself. Tonight, I shall keep the pieces together, not crumple or tear, remain a seamless, perfect whole, away from the fingers that grip and squeeze, pinch and scratch till the whites show through. Tonight, I shall soar on paper wings, find my space in the sky.
Our next poet is Rochelle Potkar. Her stories have appeared in several Indian and international anthologies. Her poem, Noted Inside Me, was one of the 8 shortlisted out of 562 long poems at the Red Leaf Poetry Award 2013. Born in small town Kalyan, she craved big city only to realize that Bombay was a small town in a large world. She has recently released an e-book of short stories, The Arithmetic of Breasts and Other Stories, through Amazon and Flipkart.
I am an outsider who is trying to access the city, and I am still journeying to reach the inside. I do have breadcrumbs in my pocket, and I hope I will reach the inside of the city before my breadcrumbs end. Knotted inside me. At the time of my birth, my small town Kalyan did not have a library. It had no road rage, few beggars, one defunct traffic signal at Murbad Road, and fewer cars. Horizontal buildings silhouetting the sun in shanties, chawls, and cottages. Its outline gianted and dwarfed with self-sustaining jobs of kirana walas, primary school teachers, factory workers, dentists, general practitioners, cycle repair shops, and a small bank, let's not forget, on Rambagh Lane. It was stone deaf to career ladders, Six Sigma, hierarchies, MNCs, pecking orders, filled with pawwalas, Mohammedans, Hindus, Babas, North Indians, South Indians, non-Catholics, non-Hindus, non-Muslims, non-Dalits, and non-Brahmins. The ice factory owner, a mayor, a smuggler, a customs officer were the rich. Their bungalow gardens, terraces, compound walls, sprinted over by well-fed dogs, pressing against our imagination, mostly during New Year resolutions. The Sindhis lived in a neighbor town with plenty of gold and goods. In the year of my sister's birth, some of their buildings collapsed like crumbling cake in blood and crust. There was one gang war in Kalyan, one Anglo-Indian killed by a Goan goon on a night road, a gunshot running through his race history legacy, and a schoolboy murdered in cold gang boy rage. I, with the other girls, were bottom-felt, walking through the college corridors. That was all we had before I left for the city. But the town I had left behind, like shoes outside a temple, multiplied around me 1,000 times. My second prose poem is to the people who call it Bombay, to the people who call it Mumbai, and the people like me, the outsider, who calls it both. Train to Bombay or Mumbai. Slow train, traffic, a building and a road caved in. The underbelly growing over the side, a heart outside its busy body. We know our neighbors' name. The more we eat, taller is the rubbish heap outside our malls. Popcorn, the new life-saving drug. Andheri se ye gaadi tez jayegi. Network of smells, polythene armpits, plastic armbands, open manholes, promenades of fruit, vegetable flour, and a missing park bench. Skyscrapers middle fingering everything. Core of an open sewage system, Dharavi the biggest slum. Agla station Bandra, flyovers crumbling, no space to adjust your nadas, to make love, no extra loos or car parks. Play parks inside malls, malls selling broccoli avocados, lovers hunted like scum over black stone, molesters seeking intrusion. The city different to its men, different to its women. Bombay, we are living your Mumbai dream. Agla station Dadar, road rage, sardine travels, traffic snarls. Hey Bombay or Mumbai, can we get people under roofs and into jobs, clean up the trash? Public toilets if not hammams, more gardens, buses on uncontrolled roads for the old, blind, disabled. Get patients lining the hospital into makeshift tents, rescue our street children. Can you help that old lost woman on the outstation platform find her son? Mumbai Central, Agla Station, Mumbai Central. Dance bars restarted for the drooling men. The beggar mafia busted, Kamatipura lambasted, money blown on Karodo Wali Shadi redistributed. Save us from name dropping, Cuff Parade, Malabar Hill, Pedder Road, Worli, Soho. The rest, no more hobo, no show. Not heritage walked, but brutally skywalked. Can we have the house cleaned up, wipe clean our passes? Have a color, not steel grey, grit grey, dirt grey, sea grey, a color for the city, not the color of money, 100 green trees for one flyover, colorblind city, afterthought city, city upon city, cards stacked in the mild Bombay Sadi. Agla station Churchgate. You were a daughter Bombay whose name was changed in a Maharashtrian household. My mother-in-law's too was changed from Sunanda to Nilima. Mumbai, if you were still Bombay, Bombay, if you were not Mumbai, would the 26/11 attacks, the 26 July deluge, the evanescence of retail therapy not have happened? People killed under BEST buses, loss of old world spaces, Shakti Mill rape cases. Mumbai's helplessness read as resilience. What's in your name when your heart beats, your tenants haven't changed? You still blow dust into our cataract visions. Even then, Bombay, your meaty river was a stinking gutter. Come sneeze off your phlegm. The black snobbishness of your sinuses, Bombay. Your libas, your fitrat hasn't changed. My mother-in-law's name too was changed. She remained both and the same. अब चर्चगेट से विरार जाने वाली ये फास्ट गाड़ी है. ये गाड़ी किसी भी स्थानकों पे नहीं रुकेगी. Thank you.
Wow, that was powerful. Thank you, Rochelle. We're back to music again. Two Marathi folk songs. The first one has been written by Anna Sahay, who is known as the people's poet of Maharashtra. It's called, actually Nandu might not sing the entire song because it's pretty long, but it speaks, amongst other things, about migration, loneliness, and the bonds that still remain, even though one is swept away by the pace and industry of this city. Machi Maina Gavakada Thaili.
Indra माझी आदराची तशी ती माझी गरिबाची तिच्या गुणांची छकड गायली माझ्या जीवाची होती या गायली तिच्या गुणांची छकड मी गायली माझ्या जीवाची होती या गायली गरिबीनं ताटातून केली आम्हा दोघांची झाली तयारी माझी मुंबईला जाण्याची येळ होती भल्या पहाटेची बांधा बांधताली भाकर तुकड्याची घालून निघाली मना मैना चांदणी सुखाची गावदरीला एका तरी मोमेदली तिच्या मनाची शिकस्त केली मी तिला हसवण्याची माझी मैना गावाला राहिली माझी होती या गायली माझी मैना गावाला राहिली माझ्या जीवाची होती या गायली खैरात केली पत्राची दागिन्यानं मडपून काढण्याची गळ्यात माल पुतळ्याची मैना कतली मनात ती हो हसली ती हो रुसली डोळ्यात नाही हसली गालात नाही हसली गालात आता वृंदावन उभी हो राहिली आता वृंदावन उभी हो राहिली माझ्या जीवाची होती या गायली आता वृंदावन उभी हो राहिली माझ्या जीवाची होती या गायली माझी मैना गावावर राहिली माझ्या जीवाची होती या गायली
In this setting, though this is not a textile mill, it is a lavani about a textile mill because Mumbai was essentially Kirangaon. This is Girnichi Lavani by the poet Narayan Surve. It's a love song to the mill. The poet heals the threads, the bobbins moving ceaselessly, joining threads that break, weaving strands together, the fascinatingly beautiful cloth that emerges from the looms, resplendent in so many colors and textures, silks and malmals, saris and shelas. After creating all this splendor, when we return home, says the mill worker, there's no money to light the stove. So now, what shall we cook? Or else, like we do in the mills, shall we also stitch up our belly and quell its call? Girnichi Lavani by Narayan Surve, sung by Erasures.
पहिले पाणी मोठ्या नवलात चाक फिरे घर घरा सुंदर निघे बरोबर फिरे घर घरा सुंदर निघे बरोबर नटवाया सुंदर आपल्या कामामधून नटवाया सुंदर आपल्या कामामधून ऐका कामाची कहाणी ऐका कामाची कहाणी फिरकलो ऐका कामाची कहाणी फिरकळ प्रमावानी तंतू तंतूला जोडीनी बसलं गुंफून तंतू तंतूला जोडून बसलं गुंफून रंग घेऊन बाळाला हिरव्या सोनाळ्या शेताला रंग घेऊन बाळाला हिरव्या सोनाळ्या शेताला सप्त रंगीन करुणा मस्त भिजवून निर्मुग्ध आम्ही सारा निर्मुग्ध आम्ही सारा मालक झालो असून चोर मालक झालो असून चोर मालक असून झालो चोर मालक असून झालो चोर घरी काचा वाढ चोर ऐका दाबून घरी काचा वाढ चोर ऐका दाबून पैका नाही इंधनाला पैका नाही इंधनाला काय शिजवावा बोला पैका नाही इंधनाला काय शिजवावा बोला का शिवावा पोटाला टाके घालून का शिवावा पोटाला टाके घालून का शिवावा पोटाला टाके घालून टाके घालून टाके घालून
who is a professor of architecture, poet, translator and columnist. Dalvi's 2012 English translation of Muhammad Iqbal's influential Shikwa and Jawab-e-Shikwa from Urdu as taking issue and Allah's answer, Penguin classes, has been described as insolent and heretical. Taking issue and Allah's answer was runner-up for the best translation prize for 2012 at the Muse India National Literary Awards. Bruhahas of Poems 2013 is Mustansir Dalvi's first book of poems in English, published by Poetry Wala.
Thank you. I will be reading two poems, one in translation and one by myself. Given the wonderful setting that we are here, I thought it only appropriate to read a poem by a poet who is known for writing about the mills and serendipity that we have here. I will be reading a poem that I have translated from Marathi by Narayan Surve. This poem by Narayan Surve is called Money Order, and essentially is a letter written by a lady working in the city to her husband in the village, and this letter is being dictated to the post. Money Order. And look here, write this down too. Say that I am happy. This body aches, but still say, things are better here than in the village. The men come like looming rain clouds and burst in torrents all over us. But Babri, who always holds a grudge, asks all of them, how many others did you visit before coming to me? My dear, they are men, I tell her, and if they ask you to sit next to them, you sit. And why should their wives let go of their rightful claim, I ask you. Now write this down as well. The money orders may be delayed, but they are sent. Say that the new things that were bought have been sent with Vishnu, along with 50 rupees, less 10. From this amount, buy school books for Gangi and chattis for Namya. give the brat 10 paise every day so that he will run happily to school, and kiss them both for me. Now, things are getting costlier here too. Even water in the glass evaporates. Every new customer demands a fresh bed sheet. It's not enough to provide a soft shoulder. You need a ceiling fan. No, don't write that down. I only mention this because you have been listening patiently to me. All this makes me laugh. I am in two minds whether to tell you this, but just the other day, a customer came to me and asked if a woman could be with him while he was here. Now, am I not sitting here right next to you? I asked. He stared back at me, looked surprised and shuddered. And at that moment I felt like laughing at the entire male race. The skin we wear is a terrible thing. Men claw at it like hungry beasts and feel free to say whatever they want. I feel like laughing at all men and weeping for them at the same time. Men are drawn to our skin like cattle. They just can't help themselves. You must be tired listening to me go on and on like this. What to do? Everything is tiring these days, I know. But even so, visit me from time to time. Come visit me. Whenever you have the time, come up and visit me. This poem is evoked by the concept of erasures and is called Edge. Do you want to put your eye out? My wife snatches the letter opener from my second born, who clutches air. She sinks into herself as child of 12 and seeks a patch of sunlight. When my wife goes to work, I retrieve the blade and sit down in that square of light, half filled with my half daughter. I place the edge in her hand. She does not grab it like a magpie, but takes it decorously like a knight. She puts her tongue through the eye at the grasp. Muscle twinkles, darts, a moray eel, a coral cave. She swallows steel, full 3/4, and sings. Blade is a tuning fork. Bird songs resonate from her throat. When she's done, it slides out smoothly, a 6-shooter from a holster belloy. She presses its edges to her skin. Drafts furrows narrow and long that she proceeds to cross-hatch. I attend, sharing her sunlight. She reads. Formal pronouncements from her skin, the state of her health, that of the nations, the possibility of timely rain, of a hung government. She looks at the light that has changed shape, then returns the stolen toy. As I replace it on the top shelf, my wife returns, and my daughter, all silk and silence, retreats into her autistic shell. Thank you.
Thank you, Anju. Mumbai as the muse, the character, the setting appeals to all artists, and I've always missed being a photographer. So here, the first poem I want to read presents 4 snapshots of Mumbai. Two taken at the beginning of the day, 2 taken at the end of the day. Anju Mumbai snapshots. First, the morning is sprinkled brown slush and bombil smells. 10 o'clock. The graying beginnings of showers. And now the monsoon collects the refuse of yellowing newspapers and brown leaves that a battered bus lurching past scatters again in showers. Second, wrists circled in gold and flecked with scales bring down the blade on the sea's harvest. A cane token, gaping bite of drying Bombay duck and rhombus perfection of pomfrets, and the giant tail of a surmai whose head is thrust in eyes are cubed and filleted onto bloodied squares of newspapers. Third, the crossroad crawls as kali beanies and exquisite silver glisten. 6 o'clock. The strawberry-heaped telas reflect the vermilion of a setting sun distanced by a silver sea. A crow swoops across the diaphanous sky to settle on a footpath. Fourth, about the eternal repair of roads. The cobbled street leads into sliced-up, slimming roads. A fractured manhole. A silver-spotted foot caught amidst a caterwauling cosmos. Grey limbs of a fetus of 100 houses stand tall, swathed in green netting. The second one is the slight angst that an outsider feels when they enter Mumbai for the first time. The entire heft, the confusing streets, it makes people very nervous, and it also celebrates the spirit of Mumbai. The auto driver. The defeat of a failed audition, mingled with the angst of an unknown place, permeates her voice as she waves down an auto. Hoping wildly that he would know her home, she slides in. For the St. Cyril Road, the Turner Road, the Link Road, the SB Road baffle her in sameness but wandering off to diverse destinations in this city. Rippling with a sea of people and flowing on and on, overflowing into the ocean. Fiddling with her mobile, she catches snatches of Juhu Beach and Tara Road. The driver surveys her in the rearview mirror. First time in Mumbai, your madam. With a jumpy bravado, in a clipped voice she says, yes, thoda jaldi chalo. As if on this signal he starts off. Apun idhar hi paida hua, JJ hospital ka paidaish. Once a year he goes to Ajmer to spread a chadar on the dargah and lives in a chawl in Andheri East and loves cars. Foreign cars. Audi, Porsche, Lamborghini. She raises her head at the perfect enunciations, a doubting, halting smile. Joltingly at once, his eyes become greedy, his driving maniacal. What are you doing? She yells. Madam, Jaguar, new madam sports car, F-type, first one in India. Look at the tires, kya gaadi hai madam? Uske piche lo na madam. Before she can process the strangeness of the request, or open her mouth, barely halting at signals this zip ahead, she tumbles, but her eyes widen. What slickness like that of a live jaguar. Slick, quick, exquisite. Eyes wide, hair flying, she yells, go, 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 faster, it's turning right. Go before the signal turns. After minutes of a crazy Bambaya F1 through streets 14, 12 and 18 of car, the haughty jaguar slides away, oblivious. And the little yellow-black rickshaw splutters and coughs like an aging bronchitis-laden lung up the hill to her home next to Mount Mary. Drenched with excitement, he smiles guiltily. Sorry madam, खाली पीली आपका टाइम खराब किया वो गाड़ी के वास्ते. अब उनका ड्रीम है मैडम ऐसी गाड़ी चलाने का. She smiles for the first time at someone from this city. अब उनका भी. Chris notes on fingertips. She extends her hands. He accepts only half, still drunk on the Jaguar, for the chase was his idea, not hers. Beaming like a rising sun, he says, "All the best, madam. Very tough first time in Mumbai, but people good, madam. Next time, in the face of another audition, impending rent, confounding streets, alien town, she will look at the sea through her windows, a chai between her palms, serenely. She will know that she will be okay in a city where the tall residing auto driver taught her to love foreign cars, but didn't let her pay for the chase. This can't be a bad place. Good people, she remembers, and sips on her chai."
These songs now, both from films. The first one is from Fir Subah Hogi. It's written by Sahay Ludhianvi. Sahay, my own personal favorites, has given us some of the most moving and meaningful songs in Hindi films. This song is Chino Arab Hamara. The second song is from the film Gaman, written by the poet Shahryar, who chose to speak about the pain of the deprived, the man on the streets. Why is there a fire in his heart, a storm in his eyes? Why is every person in the city so troubled? Seene mein jalan.
हिंदुस्तान हमारा रहने को घर नहीं है, सारा जहां हमारा, चीनो अरब हमारा। ला ला ला, खोली बिछिन गई है, बेंचे बिछिन गई है, सड़कों पे घूमता है अब कारवां हमारा। जेबें है अपनी खाली, क्यों देता वरना गाली, वो संतरी हमारा, वो पासबा हमारा, तीनों अरब हमारा, हिंदुस्तान हमारा। ला ला ला, जितनी भी बिल्डिंगें थी सेठों ने बांट ली है, फुटपाथ बम्बई के है आशिया हमारा। सोने को हम कलंदर आते हैं मोरी बंदर, सोने को हम कलंदर आते हैं मोरी बंदर, हर एक कुली यहाँ का है राजदा हमारा, तीनों अरब हमारा, हिंदुस्तान हमारा। तालीम है अधूरी, तालीम है अधूरी, मिलती नहीं मजूरी, मालूम क्या किसी को दर्द निगाह हमारा, तीनों अरब हमारा, हिंदुस्तान हमारा। ला ला ला, पतला है हाल अपना लेकिन लहू है गाढ़ा, पतला है हाल अपना लेकिन लहू है गाढ़ा, औलाद से बना है, औलाद से बना है हर नौजवान हमारा। मिलजुल के इस वतन को ऐसा बनाएंगे हम, हैरत से मुंह तकेगा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, तीनों अरब हमारा, हिंदुस्तान हमारा, रहने को घर नहीं है, सारा जहां हमारा। कोई ढूंढे पत्थर की तरह बेसुबेदार का तू है, पत्थर की तरह बेसुबेदार का तू है। तन्हाई ये कौन सी मंजिल है रफ़ी को, तन्हाई ये कौन सी मंजिल है रफ़ी को, आहत नज़र एक बयान सबू है, सीने में जलन आँखों में
Her book, Ragi Ragi, Chronicles from Anju's Kitchen, was published last year by Yoda Press and was soon out of print. The second edition is expected to be on the shelves by next month. She would like her art to speak at various levels to achieve a layered realism, where concrete objects stand as metaphors for an abstract idea. In a reversal, perhaps, of abstract art, she attempts to work her paintings, ostensibly figurative, to suggest or represent an abstract thought. Her paintings are here on display about 3 pillars away at Vikhroli Skin. Do take a look.
Do you hear that sound? The constant hypnotic staccato, iron wheels on iron rails. The track waits for none. And the impatient crowd on the platform holds its breath for a momentary pause in that rhythm, so they may enter and be one with it. Do you hear a tick-tock coursing through your being like blood in your veins? The pulse of the clock, the beat that rules your feet, tethered to the treadmill at an unceasing urgent pace, running faster even to remain at the same place. And the smothered, impatient thoughts hold their breath for a momentary blink to get a toehold into your mind and compel you to think. Do you hear the roar, that insisting thrashing at the shore, the restless wave on the rocks, protesting reclamation, the ominous hum of earth movers, silent evacuations and cement mixers snaking their way about like vipers? And that impatient wave holds its breath For even a momentary pause, a chink in the machine's armor, so it may come surging in and reclaim the territory that was rightly hers. The second poem is called When the Moon is Full. It is my reaction to the sort of corruption I see going around, not corruption in terms of money, but the way things are being so mindlessly torn down. Actually, personally, there was a very perhaps insignificant iron pillar at the end of my street, and it was a very ancient iron pillar. I don't know why it was there, possibly a chimney from the British days, and somehow I always admired the texture of that material. And suddenly one day when I went, that was in Hindu colony, I think, or the other side of it, that pillar was gone. It made totally no difference to anyone. And there are so many things that you get so used to. A fabulous tree that I would see changing color through the years at a certain street corner. It wasn't my tree. But I felt a bond with it because I saw it every day and I loved its colors. And one day it's just gone. All these things is what this poem is a reaction to. When the moon is full. When the moon is full and bloated with the sins of men and with the lies that they speak, then she puts on a jaundiced halo and reflects a light so blinding that the people may not see, and cringe and die in shame at the horrors that their wantonness has begot. When the moon is full and bloated, then she picks up her weary satchel to set off on her lonesome beat through the alleys and the subways of this city that is on heat, searching for that one act of kindness from hands that do not seek, for courage and compassion in the city that is on heat, seeking a mind that still finds meaning in syllables forming tenuous words that people are too embarrassed to speak. She searches on her lonely beat. And when she finds them, she exults at this redemption, like an excited schoolboy unearthing a stash of marbles in a dusty forsaken nook, who marvels at his find. She exults at this redemption. Then she bathes them in her gentle light. He cleans his treasure with tender care. She covers them with her mantle. He wraps the marbles in brown paper. She returns to the skies. He hurries home with his prize. She guards them through the darkness of the night. He conceals them out of sight. She stands vigil with the stars and the fireflies when the moon is full. Thank you.